And one of the things that some guru said is that you are not depressed because of what is happening in your life. You are depressed because of the meaning that you give to things.
Come on.
So, you know, I looked at my situation and I said, okay, I broke up with this person. So what? How many relationships end each and every day? But the problem with us is that we give unhealthy meanings to things.
True.
And that is what depresses us.
So hey RealFam, welcome to another segment of Women Empowerment. I'm so honored to have you here, Tulu. Your story is amazing, and I'm sure you had the first part of the story, or the introduction, which was very powerful and very personal. You know, having to open up about something that has happened in your life. Sometimes you know, open wounds and all of that, but I appreciate that your story is not only transforming other people, but it brings healing to others, and that awakening as well. And her name, can we talk about Tulu's name? Because Tulufelo, guys, having hope, being hopeful. And I think I got to experience a lot of things in my life, and I got to interact with Tulu, and I got to have that hope. So meaning there's something powerful about your name. I don't know if you know what your name means, but there's just so much power. So tell us about hope.
Hope. You know, one of the best things that my biological parents gave me, definitely my name. And you know, we often hear pastors talking about the power of the spoken word, and I have really learned or grown to realize this in my life, that my name has really been prophetic. It has been prophetic in that I have never lost hope. Hope, what does hope mean? Hope means having positive expectation of the future. Hope is a sense of deep trust, and that is something that has always been inside of me. Yes, I've been broken. Yes, I do feel sad and depressed at times, but I've never lost that sense of deep trust. Trusting not only myself, but trusting in something greater and bigger. Like I said in the first section of just saying, who am I and why am I here and what brought me here? And I believe that there's something far greater than just me that brought me into existence. And I have this deep trust in whatever that source is. So hope in Tswana, we know that it's Tulufelo, and that is my name, and it's something that has always kept me. It is something, like I said, it's a great, one of the greatest gifts that my parents ever gave me. So hope to me really means, like I said, a deep trust. Trust in what? Trust in something bigger than yourself. Trust in something that cannot be seen through the physical eye. Trust in something. And how do I succeed? By aligning myself with that thing. You know, coming back into who I am, staying centered, going deep within me, and when I go deep within myself, then I go back to my roots, because I am far more than just my flesh. And I believe that even the people that I lost in my life, my mom, my uncle, my sisters, and I believe that they are one with the source, and they went back to become one with all creation. And I too am one with that creation. And when I go back deep within me, I connect with what we call God. I connect with nature, I connect with the universe, and therefore I connect with them.
Sure.
You know, and that my job is to keep myself centered. It is to keep myself aligned to that source.
Guys, when we speak about being centered, that is a different topic on its own, and before we go there, everything works together
for our good.
Tell me about that. I know this is a verse in the Bible.
It is.
But there's more to just a verse.
Yes.
You can't just read a verse. And fun fact, Tsuba's router is named that. That's how she named it. So
expose you there.
No, and there's just something powerful about this. So this is Romans 8 verse 28, and it says that, and we know that in all things God works for the good of those who love him, who have been called according to his purpose. Now, Tulu, please, before we now get to the center, can we just talk about this verse, because I think there's just something deeper about it.
My favorite ever verse.
Definitely.
You know, for many years in the church, I used to read this, and it never really resonated with me up until a certain stage in my life when I went through many other things that I have not yet shared. And, you know, traumatic things again, things that I felt like, you know, somebody else could look at and say, this is a mess. But I have seen how those bad things and those messy situations have actually worked out for my good. Yeah. I have seen how I'm able today to comfort other people because of what I've went through. I have seen how I have become wiser in dealing with situations because of of the mistakes. I don't believe there are mistakes. I don't believe in coincidences. I believe that everything happens for a reason. I believe that everything comes into your life to serve you or to teach you or to elevate you. I believe that everything works together to bring forth good in your life. And that is what the scriptures say. All things, whether you as a human being perceive it as good or bad, it is actually working together for your good and also for our collective good. Even we can look at COVID for example. I believe that COVID came into our world. Yes, you can say a lot of things about it, but for me, fundamentally, it is to bring forth good. All things work together for our good. So even in the midst of a storm, even when you get those divorce papers, even when you get that letter from your employer, that warning letter from your employer, even when you get that phone call from home that makes you sad, whatever, even when you go through that car accident or you don't make it to that job or you don't make it to this and that, all situations, all things are working in your favor. And it's just about trust. We spoke about deep trust. When you truly trust in God, you know that He's just moving the puzzles together, moving the puzzles together to ultimately work for you. And that's it.
RealFam. What do I say after that? I mean, you know, we were having, you know, a random conversation yesterday, and I remember you talking about the fact that whatever that happens in your life, it's somehow, it has to happen basically. So whatever that you go through, you have to go through it, because it's through the experiences, through the trials that you experience in life, that you get to be a better person, that you get to see the greatness of God. So I want you to touch a little bit about that. I mean, you know, we can talk about it. You've been through a lot. I feel like what you just shared is a lot, you know, and I love the fact that you even smile through all the experiences, because also you know whom you are, you know where you belong, you know, and becoming yourself, working on yourself, working on that best version of yourself, which I've always emphasized to say it's always important to work on yourself, work on being the best version of yourself. But being the best version of yourself does not mean you have to rely on your own understanding. Rely on how you can do things, how you can fix life, how you cannot do that.
Yeah.
right? I believe that when we bring it back to center and allow God to really make things happen, that's when a lot of things get to be discovered.
Yes.
And that to me, it brings me to, phew, I don't know where to start. I really don't know where to start. I think this year alone, you guys, this just, I'm amazed by the power of God. I know how great God is, but you know what? If you are faithful to God, if you ask, God will make wonders. And I always talk about the importance of journaling, right? Writing down what you're grateful for, right? Asking God. And you said something powerful about how we connect to God, and I want you to share with someone who finds it difficult to just, you know, have a conversation with God, either through writing or speaking to God. I don't know how you do it, but I hope that someone can take something out of it. Because, you know, having to write down, you said it's in a way you connecting to God. Do you want to share more about that?
Yes. To me, connecting with God is also connecting with myself. So I like to keep things simple and not complicate them. I take religion out of them, I take structure out of, and I just spend time with myself. Like I said, I and God are one, I and the universe are one. So I go deep within, inside of me, and I think the best way, like Nthabi said, is to write it down. So I'll first start being honest and authentic about how I feel. I would write in my diary and say, I feel sad because I feel like my husband is not giving me attention. Whatever it is, you know, I would write it down and then just pour it out. And then from there on, I start now asking. You know, I ask myself questions that, okay, now that you've poured out how you feel, what do you want? What do you want? You know, because I believe that God is always there saying, okay, what do you want? Your wish is my command. What do you want? You know, you need to be clear. You know, it's also a spiritual law of intention and desire. You have to have your intentions and your desires clear. So I would write then what I want. This is what I want. This is, if there were no limitations at all, this is what I want. I often tell my friends, it's like when you're at a restaurant and a waiter or waitress hands you the menu. You know that you are not limited. You know, you take that menu and you are confident that whatever that you speak, you see, you say, I want this, you are confident that they will bring it. You know, you place an order and say, I want ribs and chips with a green salad, and I want to go with that an appetizer. And you don't sit there stressed about what's happening in the kitchen. You know, you know, you've ordered, you've placed, you've shared with them what you've desired, what you desire. And that's what I do. So I will sit there like I'm placing an order to the universe, and I will say, this is what I want, this is what I want, and this is what I want. The next principle, after I've expressed, so the first one is I express myself and how I feel. I let out my emotions and my feelings. The second one is I let then now my desires and my wants known. I order into the universe that this is what I want. The third one, which is very important, and I think we often miss this, is to detach myself. I detach myself. It's like I write it down and then I throw it away and forget about it and live my life. But I think that most of the time we don't receive what we've asked for because we then get so caught up into the result. You've placed the order, you've told the waiter what you want. Now it's like you want to go and join them in the kitchen
to see how they they're actually making
exactly. Now you stress, oh my God, do they have all the ingredients?
Oh my goodness.
Do they have all the ingredients? You know, is the temperature of the stove okay? That's none of your business.
And now you just took me back to that a question of, if you prayed about it, why are you still complaining?
Thank you.
If you've prayed about it, why are you still complaining and crying over what you've prayed for?
Exactly.
Are you not trusting God to make sure, to sort you out? Wow, that's powerful.
Exactly.
That's powerful.